What's going on, nation, and welcome to the next installment for the holiday workout series. Today we're going to be hitting biceps and triceps. But before we head to the gym, I want you guys to check out our gingerbread house. We built it this weekend, my first gingerbread house. Erica, Crystal, and I attacked it. We actually got lucky. We didn't eat all the candy. It made it on top of the house, but it did come broken. Some of the gingerbread was broken. This side of the roof was broken, but we pieced it together. So what do you guys think? First attempt at a gingerbread house, I think it came out pretty good. And if you guys built anything like this, make sure you post your photos on the Facebook page so we can check them out. Now, before we go to the bicep and tricep workout, I want you guys to know that I've relaunched my lean muscle system workout. For those of you who saw it last time, you didn't get a chance to be one of the first 1,000 people to try it, we're relaunching the system. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a 30-day workout system that takes all the guesswork out of what to do when you go to the gym and how to prepare your meals. And it's to build lean, solid muscle, okay? More muscle, less fat, and getting ripped. January's around the corner, and a lot of you guys have been going back to the gym and hitting it hardcore, so give yourself the gift of fitness this Christmas and check out the lean muscle system. I'll put a link in the info section below, and as that one added benefit this time is the lean muscle system itself does have abs included, but a lot of people were asking for more developed ab program. So what I did was I put together a 5-day series that you can do alongside the lean muscle system to make sure you're building and carving those abs so that when the fat goes away, the abs are showing and they're popping. So get ready. The system is right around the corner. It's available now. Link in the comment section below. Let's get started with the workout. What's going on, nation? It's time for the next installment in your holiday workout series. If you've been enjoying the series so far, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Today's workout is going to be biceps and triceps. It's going to be a supersetting workout where we're going to go from biceps to triceps on each superset for the ultimate pump. Now remember, we're only taking 30-second rest periods, and the goal of this workout is to complete it in 45 minutes or less. Get in, get out, go home, decorate for Christmas. Now, also, we're going to be doing a reverse pyramid style workout again. The overall goal is to get as much volume as possible by working with higher reps and short rest periods, and by pyramiding down, we're working strength as well. So let's get started. My buddy Hunter's going to be joining me today on this workout. It's going to be the ultimate test to see how good of a workout it really is. Are you ready?
I am ready to go, man.
You know what you're in for, right?
I do, man. That's why I accepted it. I like the challenge. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking for.
You know, Hunter's on the same schedule that we're on. It's the holiday season. He's got stuff to do, things to buy, people to see. He wants to be out of the gym really quick.
Quick.
All right, so let's get done. We're going to do this workout side by side so you guys can hang out with both of us. You ready? So 15 reps and then all the way down, all the way up, 15 reps. Okay? All right, nation, let's get started with the first exercise and the first superset, which is going to be the close grip bicep curl with the easy curl bar. Now for set 1, I'm using 80 pounds, and Hunter and I are doing 15 repetitions. Once again, this is that reverse pyramid type workout where we're going to start at 15 reps and work our way down to 8, just like some of the other videos in this series. Now, as you guys can see, we're doing full range of motion. I wanted to really make sure that Hunter and I kept our elbows in front of our hips, and we went all the way down and all the way up with the weight. You can even see the tricep flex at the bottom of the movement because I'm fully extending my arms. That won't happen if you don't fully extend. Now we're going to the next exercise, which is going to be an overhead tricep extension, and it's a superset, so we're still doing those 15 reps. And for me, the 80 pounds, and for Hunter as well, the weight that he's using a 70, it's enough weight to go back and forth. If you want to increase or decrease the weight, just make sure you have that barbell near you so you can do that. But as you guys can see, full range of motion, all the way down, all the way up. With every repetition, I'm bringing that barbell all the way down behind my head, getting as much range of motion as possible, and then completing the reps. Really? Bump it up a little.
Now, what if I fail?
If you fail, just rest.
Rest and pick it up?
And then pick it back up.
Perfect.
All right, 10 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. 12 reps. All right, so now we're gonna get started with set 2, 90 pounds, 12 repetitions. So I'm increasing the weight. Hunter did as well. He has the 80. And as you guys can see, it's funny to watch different people lift. Hunter's a really strong dude. He's not used to doing a lot of endurance type work like this. But it's funny to watch how people push themselves through the reps. Hunter just kind of likes to keep that motion going and keep the same tempo and push through and push through and push through. Where with me, what I'll do is when I start to get tired, I'll actually stop, take a second, reset my breath, and then give that rep everything I've got, and then just start like to do the same thing. Stop, reset my breath, and do it again. So I think it's pretty cool to see how different people psych themselves up to push through the repetitions. So far so good. Hunter's doing a great job. He's keeping up with the endurance. I'm really happy with that. Set 2 over the overhead tricep extensions. Once again, we're using the same weight that we did for the curls. So I'm using the 90 pounds all the way down, all the way up. Look at Hunter's form, looks really good. He's stopping a little bit around the halfway point. I wanted him to go a little bit deeper, but he was a bit tighter than I am with his range of motion. I can get the bar down a little bit more. But also, too, and you'll even see on me, as you start to fatigue, you might not go all the way down. And you'll see in some of my repetitions too, like right there, I'm kind of like going on my toes a little bit. That's why my body's going in the air. It's kind of a way that you can give yourself a spot. You obviously have no one behind you to help you with the weight, so you can kind of go up on your toes and use a little bit of force to bring that weight all the way up and over your head. It's a self-spotting method. Try not to do it if you don't have to. Try to use all your own power. You did 12, right?
2 more reps.
Get 3 more? Whoa, let's go, man!
What?
Good.
What?
Good. Now we're going to move down to 10 reps.
Okay.
Can you handle that for 10?
I like go back for 70.
Well, I think it's going to be a good idea. Bumped it up in weight for the second set. Now we're going on to the third set. Only going to do 10 reps. But what I want to do is push myself as hard as I can, and so does Hunter. So
Absolutely.
if you had to take breaks during this set, bump the weight back down, then try to bump it back up on the 4th and final set. Now moving on to set 3, I'm going to stick with 90 pounds. We're doing 10 repetitions now. So the last set we did 12, now we're bumping it down to 10. And still, guys, make sure you're focusing on that full range of motion. It's really easy with bicep curls, especially with the inside grip. I feel like when people do the inside grip, they let their elbows really rest on their side, and then they use the pressure of their elbow going into their waist to actually lift the weight and stop it about halfway down, which isn't good because you're destroying the exercise. You're not getting the full benefit or the full range of motion. So make sure you go all the way down, all the way up. And as you guys can see too, as I start to get a little bit fatigued, instead of just throwing that bar up and over my head, put it down on the ground. Your forearms are gonna be on fire doing this exercise, believe it or not. I mean, if you're gripping that bar as hard as you possibly can on every single repetition, the thought of once you destroy your biceps and you push through that last rep, the thought of having to bring that bar over your head and still have to hold it and perform more repetitions is exhausting, just thinking about it. And it was exhausting, as you guys can see. But we're pushing through 90 pounds in that overhead extension all the way up, all the way down. As you can see, I'm starting to fatigue a little bit, so I'm giving myself a little bit of a self spot. But make sure you really control that negative. Man, this burn. 1 set left. 30-second break.
They get tight quick.
Now, do you do a lot of endurance work like this?
No.
I mean, this is a muscle gain routine, but it's high volume and endurance at the same time.
I'll incorporate a superset. There's some drop sets, probably 1 or 2 of my movements on each workout, but nothing too strenuous.
All right, we got about 10 seconds left. Good, bump it back up to 8. 8 reps.
Oh yeah.
All right, ready?
Oh yeah. Ready to win.
3, 2, 1. Last set, set 4. I'm sticking with the 90 pounds. We're doing 8 repetitions. Hunter and I already have a pretty insane pump at this point in the workout, and it's only the first exercise. And that's something that I like to look for when I do routines, and that's why you guys see me in my original YouTube videos. I do a lot of the burn sets, and that's what I like to call them, where I do a drop set on the first set of every single exercise. And because for me, you know, I get to a point where I'll be on like my second exercise if I'm just doing, you know, 3 standard sets of 10 repetitions and I'm taking like a 2.5 minute break in between each set. I don't feel like I'm getting a workout. I don't feel a pump. I mean, not that you have to have a pump for a good workout, but that pump is what makes us want to go to the gym and lift, because it makes us feel like the Hulk, you know? That pump is what it's all about. But if you can't get that pump and you don't feel like you're getting a good workout and you're already on your second or third exercise, then something's wrong. And that's what a routine like this is going to do. I mean, you're going to get that pump off of the first set of this exercise, guaranteed, especially if you push yourself. And as you can see, Hunter is pushing himself real good at all these reps. I'm pushing myself to the limit as well, and that's only the first exercise. So if you guys have already thought, wow, this looks like a good workout, just wait until we go. And it's only 9 minutes, 24 seconds in. First set's done. This only took us about 9.5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So, 30-second rest, move on to the next exercise. Alright, so the next superset's going to be hammer curls and close grip bench press. Hunter's setting up the bench right now. I'm going to grab the dumbbells. If I were you, I would not go too heavy on these hammers because your biceps should already be dead. Go a little lighter because you're going to be doing 15 repetitions. Moving on to the second superset. Now, we're actually doing opposite exercises. So I'm doing the dumbbell hammer curls first, 30 pounds, 15 repetitions, where Hunter's doing the close grip bench press and he's using 135. And as you guys have probably noticed, I'm only putting the weights in the sets and all that stuff for my reps, just so you guys don't get confused. But, you know, the hammer curls is an exercise where it's really easy to lose benefits. And what I mean by that is a lot of people do hammer curls, they don't go all the way down with the weights, and they use a lot of momentum on every single repetition. You really want to make sure you're keeping those elbows in front of your hips, and that if you have to, you take a bit of a pause so that you're not just using momentum and swinging the dumbbells up. You don't ever want to swing the weight up when doing bicep curls. You want to lift it with your arms, no momentum. So now I'm moving on to the close grip bench press over here for triceps. And I want you to pay attention to the form, guys. Look where the bar is going. Look where my elbows are. My hands are pretty close. I'm keeping my elbows close to my rib cage. And I'm bringing the bar below my chest. I was bringing it below the nipple line. Much different than a bench press. When you bench press, you're going to bring the bar a bit higher. You're not going to have your hands as close and your elbows that close to your body. And, you know, if I get really good, I'll even bring the bar a little closer to my belly button. I'm having a hard time pausing my headphones.
That's why I have earbuds, because the wraparounds, even if it's behind, sometimes they mess with my head placement.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Those are better than the actual band ones.
Oh, these are great. I don't even feel these. The play button's right there, so I'm like, my bicep pump is preventing me from changing songs. How do you feel about these for the next set?
I think we hit 15 again. Are you going for 12?
Now we're going for 12 reps. Let's go up 2.5 on this.
Okay.
Remember, guys, with the pyramiding sets, you do want to increase the weight each time, but with the short rest periods, the amount of weight you increase is going to be very small if you're pushing yourself as hard as you can on every single set. Moving on to set 2, we're going to stick with the 30-pound dumbbells for the hammer curls, getting that full range of motion on every single repetition. You guys can see Hunter over there doing the close grip bench press. We bumped the weight up to 140, and his form looks really good. You can see that he's bringing the bar closer to between his belly button and his sternum as opposed to bringing it up and over his chest. If you're bringing the bar up over your chest when doing that exercise, you're missing the benefit of the exercise. You're not hitting your triceps as hard. So you want to feel like you're pushing from your torso when doing that. So now I'm moving on. We switch sides right here. I'm doing the close grip bench. Hunter's going to the hammer curls. As you can see, he's getting a pretty good pump. The veins are starting to come out in his arms a bit. All the way down, all the way up. He's keeping a nice smooth motion. You can tell it's burning by his face. That's what I like having a good workout partner. I feel like a good workout partner is going to let you know how the exercises feel by his facial expressions. I mean, I definitely do. I like my workout partner to as well. 2 more. So as you guys can see, you know, I needed a little bit of help on those reps, but Hunter's doing his thing. So if you don't have anybody there to spot you, it's okay to stop, rest a second, you know, you're a little fatigued, take a little second to catch your breath, and then finish up those reps. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here, making sure I'm getting all the repetitions. I think I got the short end of the stick here. That's a lot harder to do after doing the biceps, man.
Oh, man.
As I'm pushing it up, my arms are like, woo, trying to fall this way.
Oh. I was wobbling at 11. This is the money-making stuff.
I think he started off bigger than me, and now I'm bigger than him because I'm pumped.
Exactly.
All right, guys, moving on to set 3, 30 pounds, 10 repetitions. Now, something I want you guys to really look out for when you're doing that close grip bench press is I want you guys to make sure that as you start to fatigue, you're not letting your elbows flare out. And that happens a lot. And if your elbows start to flare out, it's because you're getting fatigued, the weight's too heavy. You know, maybe put the weight down for a minute or have your spotter come help you so you can keep those elbows nice and tight. When they start to fatigue, you're activating a bit more chest than tricep. And obviously, you know, you're going to activate your chest no matter what, but we're going for triceps here. So keep those elbows in tight.
Always working downhill.
Once again, we're just switching back and forth non-stop for the set. Hunter's moving on to the hammer curls. I'm moving over to the close grip bench press. Had a little bit more energy on this set. You know, going back and forth between these two exercises is pretty challenging. You guys are going to find that out very quickly. You know, your arms are destroyed if you start off with the hammer curls. Your biceps are destroyed. And then you're going back to the close grip bench press and you're trying to pump it out as hard as you can, pushing through your triceps while your forearms are on fire trying to grip that bar, and your biceps are fatigued. You know, they're trying to fail out on you. The bar's trying to hit you in the face. It's pretty intense superset, and it's supposed to be. The goal here is to get as much muscle fiber activation as possible, and you're not going to be able to do that if you don't push yourself as hard as you can on every single rep of all the supersets in this workout. And we're only 17.5 minutes in. What do you think so far?
I mean, for a guy who doesn't do high-intensity training with short rest intervals, I mean, trying new things is something I'm always up for. I'm happy I did it, man. Pump is stupendous. I mean, it's kind of new grounds for me. I'm sweating more than I normally do, but I love it. Absolutely love it. This guy knows a thing or two. Seriously.
Maybe even 3.
And before you laugh at the 2.5 extra pounds that we're putting on, try it.
So now we're moving on to the last set, set 4. The dumbbell hammer curls, we kept at 30 pounds the entire time. This exercise starts to get pretty intense as your biceps become fatigued. And the main reason why we didn't go up in weight on this exercise is because, like I said earlier, it's really easy to start swinging those dumbbells and losing the benefit of the exercise. And once you start to lose the benefit, you're just sacrificing your own gains, and we're not about that. We don't want to sacrifice any gains. We want to maximize as many of those gains as possible throughout this workout. Now moving over to the close grip bench press, as you guys can see, we only increased it by 5 pounds. Once again, 8 repetitions all the way down, all the way up. And I actually had a burst of energy, and I was a little upset because I noticed that Erica had gone to Hunter, which is fine because he's looking pretty jacked right now. He's getting nice and swollen. The pump is there. But I tore up all 8 reps in a row, and I had a lot of intensity. Moved up the weight, got all my reps. Got all 8, nothing a little slip knot can't fix.
Seriously. I find that sometimes when I'm listening to heavy metal, it will push out another rep.
I did hit all 8. I looked at the camera, I was like, you're gonna miss all my 8 reps in a row. Too busy focusing on him. All right, move on to that last superset now. It's gonna be a doozy, so let's get ready. Always put your weights away, or you're a douchebag. We need some long baths. All right, we're moving on to the last superset. So far, Hunter's been doing a real good job. I'm proud of you, man.
I appreciate that.
Looking good, looking good. So for this superset, we're actually
nice.
No, he's doing good, guys. For the last superset, we're actually gonna do bicep curls and tricep pushdowns. We're gonna use a cable machine so we can just keep adjusting the cable from bottom to top to complete the sets as fast as possible. And we're gonna be working again with that reverse pyramid style of 15, 12, 10, 8. Try to increase the weight when you can. If you fail out during any of these reps, just stop, take a brief second, jump back in, and finish the repetitions. You ready? All right.
Now moving on to the final superset. The first exercise is going to be a wide grip cable curl. Now once again, we're starting off with 15 repetitions. I'm using 47.5 pounds. And there's a few different things you guys are going to notice throughout this exercise. When I do the cable curl, I actually like to lean back a little bit. I feel like that helps me really keep my elbows in front of my hips to ensure that I'm doing full range of motion. And as you can see, Hunter's doing the same thing, all the way down, all the way up with every single repetition. And we're doing a wide grip, so we're using the easy curl bar attachment, but we're using the outside grips, okay? You know, before we did a close grip, the first exercise, by doing a close grip, you're working more of the outside of the bicep. By doing a wide grip, you're working more of the inside of the bicep. So that's why we're changing it. Now the superset for triceps, 15 repetitions. I bumped the weight up to 52.5 pounds, and we're doing a cable pushdown. Now for the cable pushdown, you guys want to make sure that you're getting full range of motion. And if you start off an exercise and it feels like the weight is a little too light, just increase it. As you guys can see, I did right there. It was a bit too light, bumped it back up, got right back into the set. All the way down, all the way up with every single repetition. Work that full range of motion.
First set's done, about 25 minutes into the workout. And actually, guys, if you saw in that set, the weight was a little too easy for me, so I stopped at 5 and boosted the weight. So if you're in the middle of a set, it's a little too light, stop, bump it up.
Moving on to set 2. Now you're doing 12 repetitions, so it's a really good idea to bump up that weight. And, as you guys move through this workout, do whatever you have to do to psych yourself up, to push yourself as hard as possible at every single repetition. On this set, I don't know what was going on in my head, but I was feeling pretty pumped. And while I was doing this set, I thought to myself, man, I must look like the Hulk right now. My arms are about to explode. The pump was pretty incredible on this exercise. I was starting to really fatigue at the top of the movement. As you guys can see, I felt like my arm was like 37 inches big right there. And it looked like it kind of was if you really look at it, Maybe you were riding the video a little bit. But pump is great. The hard part right now is moving that cable from the bottom to the top of the post just to switch the exercises. But once again, moving into triceps, I increased the weight a little bit here. Hunter's increasing the weight as well, and he's still doing really good with that full range of motion. I was really happy with that. A lot of guys, they like to skip full range of motion on this exercise, and they only stop halfway and they don't fully extend at the bottom. That full extension at the bottom, that's where you're really getting that tricep activation. So you definitely don't want to skip out on the bottom part of this exercise.
The first set I did 52.5. Second set I did 57.5. I'm going to keep it at 57.5 for the next set. And the last set I'm going to bump it up even more. But I'm definitely going to bump it up on the triceps because I was still cranking it at 70. Or whatever I was doing.
Cranking.
I'm just going to do the whole stack. And if you don't do it, they'll know.
With one arm.
With one arm.
And one pinky.
And I'm going to be hovering about a foot off the ground in the air.
Moving on to set 3. Once again, lowering the reps. So now you're only doing 10 repetitions.
If you can, bump the weight up at this point. If you have a spotter who can help you, bump the weight up and do some of those forced repetitions. For those of you guys who don't remember, forced repetitions are basically where you have your spotter there just kind of guiding you through your rep that you wouldn't normally be able to do on your own. And so that's really going to help you with your strength and overall muscle activation, because when you're that tired and you're having to push yourself through a rep that you couldn't normally do by yourself, it's going to force you to really push and squeeze every single muscle fiber for the most amount of activation during the exercise. So definitely get into that if you can. Hunter's already moved on to the triceps. He's doing his push downs. Now for me, I didn't want to lower the weight, so I decided that I would just put the weight down for a second, catch my breath, and jump back into the set. You can see from my face right here just how hard it's getting to move that cable to the top of the machine. But now we're going to go into triceps, increasing the weight a lot more from the last set. Now I've bumped it up to 87.5 pounds, 10 repetitions. The only hard thing about this movement as you start to really bump the weight up, at least for me, is the stack starts to pull me into the air and pull me up. So you'll notice that I adjust myself and I adjust my stance to compensate for the weight pulling me up, because what's going to happen is your shoulders are going to roll forward a lot, and you don't want that to happen. I mean, it's inevitable. It's going to happen from time to time, especially when you're fatigued, but you know, do as best you can to not let that happen.
Not to make you seem like the fitness guru that you are, but oh boy.
He's like, not like you're a fitness guru or anything, but this is actually a pretty good workout.
It is. Oh yeah.
Here's the goal. The goal in the last set. This is the last superset of the last set of the last superset. So I want you guys to all bump the weight up. Even if you have to stop mid-set and keep going, I don't care. Bump the weight up, push through that threshold, break through the plateau we normally do, get everything you've got. Really empty your tank on this one. Make sure you bump up that weight. Now we're moving on to the final set, 8 repetitions. This is your last set of the entire routine. So what that means is on this set, you want to empty your tank and you want to lift as much weight as possible for each exercise. So I bumped my weight up, Hunter bumped his weight up, and if you guys can see me in the background right there, I'm actually stopping and I'm resetting my shoulders after each repetition, because when I'm this fatigued and I'm trying to lift as heavy as possible, when I do curls, my shoulders tend to roll forward a little bit. And so what I'm trying to do is just fix my posture, let my shoulders relax, retract my scapula again, and then go into the next bicep curl so I'm not putting a lot of pressure into my delts. So that's the reason why I'm doing that, in case you were wondering. I know you guys have asked in earlier videos why I stop and kind of shake my shoulders out. Hunter's already moved on to the tricep pushdowns. He looks like a statue right now, a statue with arms that move, which is awesome, because that's how you want to be. His form is really good on this exercise. You can tell by his face that he's pushing it. He's feeling the pump. His arms are on fire, and that's exactly what I wanted him to get out of this workout. And I decided to have a little fun and hold the weight stack on him just to make sure he was working hard. But enough with the fun. It's time for me to finish my last set of the tricep pushdowns. I decided to go with the whole stack. You know, it was probably a little on the heavy side for me. As you guys can see, it's starting to jack up my upper body. My shoulders are kind of rolled forward a little bit. But I just wanted to push myself as hard as I could on this movement. You know, get my triceps a super nice pump, work on my strength a little bit. And at this point, this is where the weight really starts to pick me up. So what I have to do is kind of pause, reset myself, keep my core nice and tight, and try to resist having those shoulders roll forward as much as possible. Told you I'd do the whole stack in the last set.
They look easy.
All right, guys. How you feel, Hunter?
Feeling great, man. I was telling him, I usually go for the pump. I like to get as much blood in the muscle as I can. Hands down, I mean, at least in the last 6 months, I can't remember the time where my skin felt like it was going to explode like this. It's unbelievable. It's a great workout. It really is.
And for those of you guys who've been watching, this is the next installment in the holiday series. If you haven't seen all the videos in this series yet, this workout took us about 33 minutes to complete. says about 35 on the clock, but that's because we've been chatting. It took about 33 minutes to complete. Under 45 minutes for sure. The abdominal workout that's a part of this series only takes 23 to 25 minutes to do. So if you want to finish up your routine and toss in that abdominal workout, be sure to click this link over here to go to the playlist of all the videos. Now, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure you do, but more importantly, hit that like button down below if you're ready for a serious pump. For more great tips, exercises, routines, and meal plans, be sure to join us at ScottHermanFitness.com. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.